1 yard. One single yard standing between the Seattle Seahawks and back-to-back Super Bowl championships. And they had the greatest running back on the planet waiting in the backfield. What happened in the next 4 seconds didn't just lose a football game, it shattered a dynasty, ended careers, and sparked a debate that will never, ever die. The question wasn't whether Marshawn Lynch could get that yard. The question was why they never gave him the chance. Super Bowl 19's February 1st, 2015, Glendale, Arizona, and the most agonizing play call in the history of professional football. How did a team on the doorstep of greatness walk away with nothing? And who truly carries the weight of that decision? Stay with us, because this story is far more complicated than you've been told. The night started with all the momentum in the world tilting toward New England. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, the machine that had already won 3 championships, was grinding forward again, clinical and relentless. The Patriots had throttled the Seahawks in the first half, and Brady looked surgical under the Arizona lights. But Seattle refused to break. Russell Wilson, cool and composed, began carving through New England's secondary in the third quarter. And then came the moment that seemed to flip the entire narrative of the game. Jermaine Kearse, a receiver who had struggled all night, hauled in one of the most miraculous catches in Super Bowl history, a ball that bounced off his hands, his leg, his body, before he somehow cradled it against his chest at the 5-yard line. The stadium erupted. Seahawks fans around the world were already celebrating. Mind-blown moment number 1, that catch had a 0.4% chance of being completed according to tracking data. 0.4, it was statistically closer to impossible than possible. And yet it happened. First and goal from the 5, 1 minute and 6 seconds on the clock. The Seahawks had 1 timeout, and Marshawn Lynch, beast mode himself, was standing right there. Lynch had already run for 102 yards that night. He had scored a touchdown. He was a force of nature, wearing number 24, a man who had earned the nickname Beast Mode because mere mortals could not bring him down in short-yarded situations. He had converted on runs like this dozens of times in his career. The math seemed obvious. The logic seemed undeniable. Run the ball, run it 3 times if you have to. Make New England stop what they cannot stop. But here is where the story turns, and this is the part that haunts offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell to this day. The Seahawks had only 1 timeout left. If they ran Lynch on first down and he didn't score, the clock would keep bleeding. New England could burn precious seconds. So the coaching staff made a calculated decision to pass on second down, to stop the clock if incomplete, and preserve their ability to run Lynch on 3rd and 4th down with time still on the board. Mind-blown moment number 2. The play call wasn't random. It was a specific strategic calculation, a calculation that went catastrophically wrong. The play was a quick slant to Ricardo Lockett, short route, fast release, designed to either score or fall, incomplete, and stop the clock. What the Seahawks did not account for was Malcolm Butler, a rookie cornerback from West Alabama who was an afterthought going into the game. Butler had studied film obsessively, had actually practiced defending that exact route in a walkthrough earlier that week, and when the ball left Wilson's hand, Butler read it perfectly. He jumped the route, stepped in front of Lockett, and intercepted the pass at the 1-yard line. Mind-blown moment number 3. Malcolm Butler was almost cut from the Patriots roster that season. He nearly wasn't even on that field. The man who made the greatest interception in Super Bowl history was 1 bad day of training camp away from working a different job entirely. The silence that fell over Seahawks fans in that moment was unlike anything football had ever witnessed. And now the question that still burns: do you put this entirely on the play call? Or does some of this fall on Russell Wilson for not throwing the ball away the instant he felt pressure? Drop your answer in the comments because this debate has raged for a decade and there is no clean answer. Pete Carroll accepted full responsibility publicly. Bevel carried the scar into every job that followed. And Marshawn Lynch sat on that bench with his helmet on, watching, knowing. The Patriots celebrated. The confetti fell in New England's colors, and Seattle's window, which had seemed so wide open, quietly began to close. That 1 yard, that one decision, that one play. It didn't just cost Seattle a championship. It became the defining cautionary tale of modern football. A reminder that in this game, brilliance and catastrophe are separated by the thinnest possible margin. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Gridiron Legends for more unforgettable football history.